Socratic method is a way of questioning that exposes contradictions in someone's beliefs to help them think more clearly. It comes from Socrates, who used it around 400 BC, and 2400 years later, it's still the foundation of how philosophy, law, and serious teaching gets done. Here's how it works, what it's for, and what to read. The mechanics are simple. Someone makes a claim, usually about something abstract like justice, courage, or knowledge. You ask them to define their terms, and then you ask follow-up questions using their own answers as the foundation. Eventually, the contradictions surface on their own. The Greek term for this is elenchus, cross-examination, and the endpoint Socrates aims for has its own name, aporia. That's the moment where the person realizes they don't actually know what they thought they knew. It sounds negative, but it's the whole point. You can't replace a bad idea until you've cleared it out. The method has three main uses. First, it tests whether a belief holds up under pressure. If your position contradicts itself after 3 questions, it wasn't a real position. Second, it's a teaching tool. Instead of lecturing students, you guide them toward conclusions through questions. They end up discovering the answer themselves, which means they actually understand it. Third, it clarifies vague concepts. Words like freedom or justice feel meaningful until someone asks you to define them. The method forces precision. The clearest example is Plato's dialogue Euthyphro. Euthyphro is a young man prosecuting his own father for murder. He is confident he's doing the right thing because he claims to know what piety, religious correctness, actually is. Socrates runs into him and asks the obvious question. If you are so sure, define piety. Euthyphro tries. He says piety is what the gods love. Socrates asks a single follow-up that destroys the definition. Is something pious because the gods love it, or do the gods love it because it's pious? If the first, then piety is arbitrary, whatever the gods happen to approve of. If the second, then piety exists independently of the gods, and Euthyphro still hasn't told us what it is. Euthyphro can answer. He makes excuses and leaves. That's the Socratic method in action, not winning in an argument, but revealing that the argument was never really there. If you are interested and you want to see more for yourself, 3 short dialogues by Plato are the place to start. Euthyphro, the example I just walked you through, about 20 pages long, the cleanest demonstration of this method. A very easy and nice dialogue to start with. Apology, Socrates on trial for his life, defending why he spent decades doing this to people. Short, dramatic, and explains the philosophical mission behind the method. Definitely a must-read. Meno, or Meno, I'm actually not sure about this one, but shows the method used constructively. Socrates using questioning to lead an uneducated slave boy through a geometry proof, arguing that real learning is recollection and not instruction. Read in that order and you will have a solid grasp of what Socratic method is and why it lasted this long. I'll be interested to hear your opinion, your feedback. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.